guys? Time to show off a new build. These boxes were freshly made, so I have little bits of sawdust from time to time when I'm trying to take a picture around the boxes, so that makes it fun. So this one, very hard to take pictures of unless you get it just in the perfect light, which is almost impossible with these domed sapphire or domed acrylic glasses. Typically with domed you say sapphire, but we have a lasered distressed Kraken dial. So you got some cool kind of charring on the Kraken. There's a couple little spots on the dial where there's a little bit of charring on it. Then I did some it's on my actual screen. Sorry about that. So laser dial with matching bezel insert, ghosted. This is in a 650 brushed case, which has 20mm lugs. I did a polished shark tooth, aggressive shark tooth bezel. Milled crown, milled bead blasted and lasered Kraken caseback. And then this is on a super soft distressed leather with a hint of green here on the sides, and I guess here at the bottom, with a brushed and engraved preview buckle, little Kraken on there as well. And then I did a set of distressed hands, so the hour and minute went through like some muriatic acid probably a year ago. I just stumbled across a couple sets that I still had, and I was like, oh, those are perfect. And I don't do that with the seconds hands. Things can get thrown off because the way that's got to fit down in there. So I thought, I just don't do it very often. But that was, these were silver before. So whenever you put it in there, it just essentially just kind of darkens them. But this likes to show everything, so when you have a little bit of sawdust, you get to see everything. But that's the build, and all I do is I push around the same little piece, and then it popped right back. Did we get it? That's fun. Yeah, whenever you have a darker glass like that, or darker dial, you see every single thing. So you see me just blowing. I have to bring like a HEPA filter in here or something. Or I guess blow these out before I bring them into the house when I get them from the box guy. Because if they're going to be like that, it's no good. But anyway, that is the build. Bezel on this will turn left. It'll turn right, but it is on there tight. I've got a gasket in there, and I got this these really tight tension rings on there. So it's not going to move unless you want it to move. Automatic and mechanical, you got a rotor in the back, so as you're moving, it's moving and keeping your time. So got a rotor that's on a pendulum that's going back and forth and putting like little micro winds to your movement. But before you put it on, before you set your time, you want to wind it just a little bit, because if you're not active enough to keep that going back and forth, you might lose time, or you're not running at a high enough amplitude to, keep your watch running at the proper speed. But anyway, you're going to back the crown off the threads until you hear it and feel it clicking. You'll notice you're off the crown tube. You get a little bit of play, so you'll be able to tell you're not. There's not as much structure, if that makes sense. At that point, you can wind. And a wind is a turn away from you. Turning it towards you doesn't wind it, but it is a lot easier to keep your finger spacing and go back and forth, which is what I do. 4 or 5 seconds of this mix with the rotor movement will keep the time throughout the day. And if you do it for another 4 or 5 seconds, you're going to max out your 31-hour plus power reserve on it. You cannot overwind it, so don't worry about that. When you're happy with your winding, you're going to pull it to the 1 and only click, and you can now set your time. You'll notice you do not have a hacking movement, so that second sand is going to keep going, and you'll also notice you've got play in the crown here. You've got a wobble crown. This deflects lateral pressure from going into the stem and into the movement, so when you're pushing and prying on it, you're not putting any adverse pressure on anything. Alexa, what time is it? 12 p.m. Push this over, get it out of that time setting, and then wind it down. That's the build. As with every build, you're going to get some matching beads. You're going to get a Kraken slider box with Atlas pillow inside. It's going to come with a few items. You're going to get watch cleaner. This is good on all glass and metal, so everything here in the center. Non-streaking, non-toxic, non-residue, as well as a microfiber. You're also going to get leather conditioner to make sure that strap stays perfectly soft. If you ever need to use it, apply it more so on the back. You probably won't need it with this. Apply it on the back, let it soak in. Use a rag, don't use one of your microfibers. And that's at least where you're making contact with your skin, so you want to soften that. But this, very pliable, very soft. It's going to be a very long time before you'd need that on this one. And then lastly, you're going to get some fine scratch remover. This is Novus 2 from Amazon, just repackaged. It's like Polywatch. It's for your domed acrylic glass. If you need it, if you get a scratch, put a tiny bit of this on it, buff it out with your microfiber. If the scratch is left and right, make sure you're going over the scratch against it so that you're kind of filling the scratch. I always generate some heat with my thumb and really buff it. Usually 30 seconds of that will completely take out any issue that you've got. If for some reason that's still there, just wait a little bit and revisit again. You're kind of building up whatever you kind of scratched out of that acrylic and hiding it. So with the case, if you scratch it, use the green side of a Scotch-Brite and then brush in the scratch. So in a nutshell, you don't want to scratch this. This is polished. You probably won't. If you would, it would be on the side, not really on the top. But if you were to nick this or whatever, just do single passes with the green side. If it's on the top, do rounded passes. Pick up, don't go back and forth. You get lines instead of rounded lines. On the sides, you can do lines, but I still only do single passes. So that is the build. If it's going to you, congrats. I don't know the last time I did a 65 case build, but I was looking for some donor cases, and a guy had one of these. So he ended up having two, but I'm going to have to send one away to Cerakote because it was scratched. But that's the build. If it's going to you, congrats. This will be available tonight at the 8 o'clock event. And if you want me to build you something custom and unique, reach out and I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe, so I put them up all the time. Thanks, guys.